Well deserved, real quick. Hey, Oos.
I know you're seeing this.
I know you're seeing this, bro. I know you watch every week. I'm sorry, bro. Hey, we sorry, bro. Hope we still invited to the cookout.
It's the Lame Guys Podcast.
All right, bro. WrestleMania 41, we know. Las Vegas, right? We can't go because I already know that shit is going to be so expensive.
Yep.
It's not even going to be a debate. Well, new report came out. Ringside, apparently, this is all just, I don't know if it's fact or not. Ringside Row 1 tickets for WrestleMania 41 are apparently costing $50,000 for both nights. Rows 2 and 3 cost around $30,000 total for both nights. That's fucking wild. We knew it was going to be expensive. But $50,000 for 2 nights, front row, that's insane.
And they're saying each, right? Each night.
No, I think it's for both nights.
Oh,
so $25,000. You say thank God, like you won't buy it.
No, I feel bad for those who will, bro.
$25,000, I think, for one night and $25,000 for another. $50,000 for both nights. Insane, bro. It's insane. I automatically think a green shirt guy. If he's there, front row like he always is, we got to figure out what he does, bro, because he's got to be a millionaire.
Do you think that the rumors are true that he has something on WWE? Like he sued them a long time ago, and this is like what he gets now?
I will say.
Did you ever hear those rumors?
No, I never have. But I will say no, just because I constantly see different stories about him. So now it's like at this point, I need him to say something before I believe any of them. Because I've seen people say, okay, so that's the first time I've heard that one. Yeah. I've seen people say he works for WWE. I've seen people say that he's just rich. I've seen people say that he has a family member that works for WWE. I don't know what the deal is, but he is at every single event. And if he's at this one, $50,000, holy shit, bro. He's got to be a millionaire. We got to figure out what he does. Yeah. Because I don't, no one can get a full story, a full, true answer, first off.
And people have met him, and when they try to film him, he said he'll talk to them if they put the camera down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be filmed.
Wow. Which is crazy because he's straight on the, he's in every
single. Well, as far as like film, like as like the interview type thing.
Yeah,
he does not want that at all. I don't know. Yeah. I've heard, obviously he's rich. I've heard that he has a family member or whatever. In my head, I thought, bro, it was Bruce Pritchard or something like, bro, like he has to have someone like that high up.
Yeah, you would have to.
But I'm not going to lie. Once I finally heard that one, I heard that one a long time ago or whatever, that he sued the WWE years and years ago. And instead of money, he just said, I just want a seat every time. And they gave him a seat every single time.
I feel like they would have brought that up during the Vince talk, though. They brought up a lot of lawsuits.
It could probably a simple lawsuit, bro. A wrestler hit him.
See, okay, but isn't a lawsuit like that? Isn't that public knowledge though? I think we would already figure that out.
Yeah, maybe.
I think that would already be confirmed.
Do we know this guy's name? They're not going. Hey, WWE versus Green Shirt.
But I think you can look up every single lawsuit though that's been filed on Vince or WWE though, and I think you could kind of narrow it down. Because I think it shows like what I don't think it shows the amount they settled for, but I think nowadays, I mean, we see reports all the time that they settled for this amount or this supposed amount.
Yeah.
So I think nowadays we would already confirm if that was true or not. Yeah. I just think that this dude is rich, and I just think he loves WWE, and then that's what I think. I think that
basically our dream, bro.
Yeah, like I just think he's whatever he does for work lets him travel. I just think he's a rich guy, and he is able to just do that every single time. I don't know, but. Because I don't know how much a ringside one, front row like that costs, bro.
So I was going to say, now I'm curious on what, because I mean, shit.
In general, what does it cost?
Well, not just in general. Bro, I'd be lying to myself if I said, oh yeah, bro, I looked at our WrestleMania tickets, ringside. I never touched it.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I didn't either. That's what I'm saying. Did I even try to touch ringside?
I'm curious. We should start paying attention to that.
What the prices are.
Yeah, like what the prices are ringside. That way we can kind of get an idea of, not that, maybe hopefully we'll do it one day, but just to get an idea of how much this dude is spending, because he is at every single PLE, bro. Yeah. Except he hasn't been he's going to be going to the Europe ones, though.
Yeah.
So, but even USA, that's crazy.
Yeah.
If he's there, bro, he's a millionaire for sure. That part will at least be confirmed.
Yeah, 100%.
But $50,000, that's insane. I can only imagine what the ticket prices are just for in the sections that we would sit at.
And that's ticket prices just for the event. God,
imagine hotels,
flights, and he does all like the superstores. And bro, he's probably gonna end up doing SmackDown and everything there too.
Jesus, I'm curious if he has a collection like titles and stuff.
Oh shit,
you think so?
Yeah, I guarantee it.
Yeah, who knows?
He has storage unit.
Probably. Episode 49 of Lame Guys WWE podcast. I'm Mario.
I'm Vincent.
First off, I think we need to start off with, I know we have show notes, but I think we need to start off with an apology to Jey Uso. I think that's what we need to start off with.
Yeah.
We wrote him off completely. Now, and I will defend us, we were not the only ones to write him off completely. Santi even said that he had a 99% chance that Braun Breaker was winning.
Yeah.
We were on the same boat. Jey Uso, I'm sorry. We knew you were that dog. We knew you were that guy. I just didn't think WWE was going to pull the trigger on Braun Breaker losing the title that fast. Jey Uso, Intercontinental Champion. Well deserved.
Well deserved. Real quick. Hey, Us.
I know you're seeing this.
I know you're seeing this, bro. I know you watch every week. I'm sorry, bro. Hey, we sorry, bro. Hope we still invited to the cookout. Just don't tell your dad on us and he will flame us up on Twitter.
Yeah.
But hey, bro.
Congrats, bro.
Yeah. We so happy, honestly.
Jey, I truly am happy for Jey.
Same.
I truly am, dude.
Same.
We've been saying this, and I said this last episode. It wasn't because I don't think he's worthy of being Intercontinental Champion. I just didn't think WWE was going to pull the trigger, especially since he's got this whole bloodline thing coming. And it feels like we see him in these big matches, and he constantly loses. And I just thought they saw him as one of those guys that is over with the crowd and doesn't need a title, like Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels won titles obviously in his early days, but bro, after 2003, I don't think he had another world championship.
No, I mean he just had like the tag. That's it.
Like he didn't have another world championship. He was just one of those guys that didn't need a championship, and the crowd was gonna love no matter what.
Taker.
What?
Taker was like that too.
Yeah, he won a long time.
I mean, he did win.
Right.
He got 23 and 24, but like he didn't need a title.
Yes.
That man was just over.
Yeah. So I just thought they truly looked at Jey Uso as that. And I'm happy that they pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
Braun Breaker's young. He's still got a long way to go.
More to go.
This doesn't do anything to him. And he lost to Jey Uso, which Jey Uso is solidified right now. So
yes.
So it's not like it was some chump loss. So I'm happy for Jey Uso. I don't know where they go with this. I don't know. Every time I think that I have I have an idea about what's gonna happen, I am just proved wrong completely. I thought Jey Uso. I thought by now he's gonna start getting involved in the Bloodline storyline, and it's just not. So and maybe he'll have the Intercontinental title for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know where they're going with that. But Jey Uso, congratulations. I truly was shocked that I saw.
Yeah. I mean, bro, I saw it and I texted you. Holy shit!
I was shocked, bro. I was shocked. I started watching the beginning of the match.
Yeah.
And then I turned it off because I thought Braun Breaker was gonna win, and I had other things to do, and I thought, what am I? Braun Breaker's winning. I'll catch the highlights on Twitter.
Yeah.
Hell, I wish I stayed watching it because I saw the highlights on Twitter, and I thought, holy shit, the pop was in. Joe Tessitore? You heard his voice cracking, like the emotion he showed when Jey Uso won the championship.
It meant something, bro. That means something right there.
It truly, Joe Tessitore. First off, I'll give him his props too. I'm loving his commentating on WWE. Yeah. It truly does bring the feel that WWE has been wanting, the true sports feel, the true UFC, ESPN type feel. Joe Tessitore. Just adding him brings that automatically. And then his emotion that he showed with Jey Uso, bro, I love the call. I mean, Michael Cole, I think, would have had that same emotion as well. Yeah. But Joe Tessitore, for how few shows he's done, holy shit,
already
bro.
has that emotion with it.
Yeah, like, perfect. Dude, he did great, man. He did great. I loved it. I'm just truly surprised that they took the title that quick off Braun.
What I truly love now is that we are in that position to where basically patience is everything, bro.
Yeah.
They bide in their time.
Triple H has said it multiple times, too.
And we said it with LA.
Yeah. I was going to say prime
LA
example.
Was over like no tomorrow, bro.
We kept calling. We need him to have a title.
And he has a title.
Yeah.
And it's great on him. Jey, over like no other, no title on him. And we kept on saying, bro, he keeps on losing. These little things keep on happening, inconveniences or whatever. Oh, bro, he's going against Braun, bro. It's not happening.
Yeah.
He won. The title, the IC title and the US title are in the right hands right now, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
In the rightful hands right now. And, I mean, can they be the world champions one day? Yeah, that's fine. But right now, for what they're doing, this is perfect.
Well, it's the perfect way to elevate the mid-card titles as well. LA Knight and Jey Uso, the way they're over with the crowd is main event type over. Is main event type hype.
Main event Uso.
Yeah, main event type hype, right? So it's good to put them on these mid-card titles because it consistently keeps these mid-card titles meaning something. So dude, I think you're right. Like they're on the correct person. Maybe down the line the bloodline cost Jey, and that's how he loses their Continental title.
I like that thing you sent me. I don't know if it was Wrestle Ops or whoever talking about what the storyline is going to look like with Roman trying to get with Jey, saying that Roman lost everything. lost the
Jey
world,
Uso
and
gained
Jey
everything.
gained everything,
Yep.
bro.
And Roman was the one who had the titles before. Now Jey Uso has the title.
Yeah, and
Roman
that
has
Roman's
nothing.
going to have to apologize, bro, for everything. That he mentally abused him, physically abused him, like mentally fuck this man,
Well,
bro.
it's just like you look at where they were in their careers when they had their little feud. Well, they've had multiple feuds now. When you look, and Jey Uso has always been little brother. He's always been little brother. And now it's like, I mean, he doesn't have a world championship, but the star power that he's gained is main event level, and so he's kind of, I don't want to say he's equal to Roman, but he's definitely not little brother. Like he's definitely carved his own path. Like he's definitely not sidekick Jey Uso anymore. Like right hand man Jey Uso, like he's main event Jey Uso, like he says. So yeah, it's a different what's the word I'm looking for?
Era.
Yeah, or it's just a different type of situation between them two. So yeah, you're right. Roman Reigns is gonna have to, he can't look down on Jey anymore. He's got to look even at him.
Bro.
Yeah,
I'm so happy for Jey.
Me too, dude. I'm so happy. I'm just ready. I wish Jimmy would come back because I want him to start getting some of that success as well. Now, can he do it solo like Jey? I don't think so.
He has the charisma,
but
he
I
has,
do
like,
love
that
Jimmy,
character.
bro. Jimmy is so funny.
I'm telling you, bro. I still love when TikTok surprises me with those montages of Jimmy. He goes, I'm hurt, bro. I'm on the injured reserve list. You what? I'm off the injured reserve list. Yeah. He's bro, whenever he's talking to Nick Aldridge, or not Nick, Adam Pearce, and then Meechin is right there. She goes, hello. He goes, hello. Who are you, bro? I'm talking, bro. I love all that shit.
I love Jimmy. I'm ready for him to come back. I want him to get involved with this. I want him to be in a main event storyline as well, because I think both the Usos, bro, are tremendous. They're the greatest tag team of all time.
Yeah, bro. We said it, bro.
Yeah, they're the greatest tag team of all time. And so I want both of them to have success. So I'm ready for him to come back. I think, a little spoiler for next week, but I think Jimmy is going to cost the Bloodline their tag titles in the ladder match.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
I think that he will finally show up. We've been waiting for him. We keep saying Jimmy's showing up this one. Jimmy's showing up this one. I think he'll show up at the ladder match.
I just know that the pops for Jimmy coming back and the pops for Paul coming back is going to be monumental, bro. And in my head, I have it in my head, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be disappointed if it doesn't have like this when it comes to Paul. But literally, just before Roman even comes out, just ladies and gentlemen.
That's what I thought it was going to be at SummerSlam.
And that pop is going to go off, and my name is Paul Heyman, and I introduce you the OTC, and then that's when Roman comes out. And I need the original Roman song. I don't need this long ass one now.
I think it did get changed back.
Yeah.
Someone said. Let me ask you this: our whole careers, our whole WWE life.
I love saying that.
Our whole WWE life. We've watched WWE for a long time.
Yeah.
We've never seen Paul Heyman in a good guy type role.
No.
That I can think of. Maybe there is one, but that I can think of. He's always been heel. He's always been a heel guy. This time, he's gonna be face. Does he have the same? I know he has the range, but is it gonna be weird seeing Paul Heyman as a good guy?
No, because he's going to. We've talked about this plenty of times, bro. He's going to be that type of heel. That's always a heel, but he is a good guy. He's just loved.
Like Roman,
Randy. He's going to be that, and I think it's if you're able to achieve that, it's beautiful. You can still talk all this shit. You can still do these kind of things where it's questionable, whatever, but it depends on who you're going against.
Yeah.
Them doing it to the Bloodline, who are bigger heels. Oh yeah, bro, they're fine.
Bro, imagine we see Roman get his ass whooped, and then he's sitting in a corner, or he's sitting backstage, head down, and then you see Paul Heyman come out, give him the greatest pep talk of all time, because he will. He fucking will. Gosh, that moment, I don't know if we'll ever get that moment, but that moment would be amazing, bro. It's just crazy because we've never seen that I can think of. I've never seen Paul Heyman be a good guy.
Yeah,
he's always been, and managers always usually are in heel roles, but he's not a manager. He's a wise man.
I think the only time you could see him as a good guy is when ECW came back.
That's true.
Everyone hated WWE at this point, or not hated, but you didn't like the WWE.
He's definitely
roster.
a good guy with the ECW fans.
Yeah.
Anytime there's
they
been
love
one night,
Paulie, bro.
Anytime there's been one night stand type stuff, he's always been the good guy.
Yeah, and he's never Paul Heyman. He's Paulie.
But even when we had one night stand, right, and then they formed the ECW brand, Paul Heyman came back as a heel. He was a heel manager.
That's true too.
So it's he's always just been heel. Gosh, I can't wait, dude. I can't wait. What do we have on the show notes today?
Speaking of heels, we're finally getting it, bro. The New Day is going away, bro. Xavier Woods is going to finally do his heel turn.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think he is one of those wrestlers as well that has range, and I think he's probably ready to get in the spotlight.
Yeah.
And I think we were going to get that because he won King of the Ring.
Yeah.
He was being separated, but then when Big E got hurt, they thought, oh, let's put the New Day back together. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I've been watching it every week, and you can see the rifts between him and
turning,
Kofi.
bro.
And yeah, I'm curious where they go with this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really curious to see how they're going to do this.
He's fighting Ray next week.
Yeah, I'm ready to see that. I saw that whole promo or that segment backstage, and I thought, boy, Woods, who the fuck you think you talking to, bro?
Yeah, he's fighting Woods next week, and yeah, it'll be great.
Yeah, I'm excited. But I mean, to see the New Day, I keep on wanting to say Bloodline. To see the New Day implode, it's gonna be different.
Yeah,
because I mean, what they say for 10 years, bro, they've been a team. That's wild.
But like I said, we were already kind of getting it. But I think at that point, they were separating them completely, right? Because Biggie was by himself.
Yeah.
So
because once he got his whole title thing, yeah, he got out of the picture.
So they were separating completely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Was that around the time when Biggie had the title? When Xavier won the King of the Ring, or was that after?
I think Biggie had the title by then.
No, yeah, I'm genuinely curious where they go, and I wonder. I think it's time. To separate them. I mean, they've been, they haven't really been. I don't want to say they haven't been relevant because they're always relevant, but they haven't been old New Day.
We don't care.
Yeah, like,
and it's sad to say because I mean, both of them. Kofi's a legend, bro.
He is.
Woods, an icon, bro.
Yeah.
Like, Woods is great.
Their time as New Day when they were in their prime was, bro. They were top of the line.
We honestly, bro, I feel like we throw this line out a lot now, more than we should, but it's true. Bonafide Hall of Fame team, bro.
Yeah. Well, you know why? You know why I think though we throw it around a lot more because WWE puts anybody and everybody in the Hall of Fame.
Mm.
And I feel that they do truly. Like I feel like they put people. And who am I to say that someone shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame? They've done way more than I've ever done in wrestling space, right? But like there are some times where it'll be a person that showed up once, or it'll be a person that, and didn't truly have an impact on anything, but they're in the Hall of Fame.
You saying Muhammad Ali, bro?
Yeah, I mean that's a good one right there. Like like he's outside of WWE Hall of Famer for sure, dude. Arguably the greatest of all time.
Number 1, bro.
And that's true, but like I don't know, like and that's what I'm saying. Who am I? Like who am I to say this person should be in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah,
but
bro. Who are we to say Pete Rose, bro, does not deserve to be in the Hall of Fame?
But there are some people that like it's like really they're a Hall of Famer. And I think that's why. I think that's and so not to say that us saying they're bona fide Hall of Famers isn't a value, like doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Because it does. Because for them it does. Their standard is different. They have actually done stuff in WWE, have actually made an impact. So when we say they're bona fide Hall of Famers, it's one, we know they're gonna get in because WWE puts anybody in now. Mm. And two, that because they truly are.
Yeah.
But I think that's why we throw it around a lot more. Just because I truly do feel like they're putting anybody in the Hall of Fame.
But I think it's also because we just look at the talent now and we just go, bro, like the impact you've already made.
Yeah.
This is going to be historic.
Well, and we're older now, and I think we appreciate that. We appreciate what wrestlers have done more now. Like when I was younger, I just looked at it whether I like you. Were you a good guy? I liked you. Bad guy, I didn't like you.
Yeah.
So I didn't care what you had. Now that we're older, like we can look at a wrestler and be like, bro, you've done so much. Yeah. Like you have done so much in WWE.
And then we praise them.
Yep.
Unlike Hulk Hogan. I always got that one in there, right? Especially after watching that doc, I thought to myself, I still don't like
I'm ready to get in. Yeah, I'm ready to get into it. What else we got?
I have this in here. Has nothing to do with Raw, SmackDown, but I want to ask you these questions. So on the show notes I put Roman versus Cena.
Yes.
And I want you to answer these questions. I'm pretty sure I understand how they're saying it. Roman versus Cena. Who has the better mic skills?
John Cena. I mean, even Paul Heyman has said, I think he said that John Cena is the greatest all time on the mic, especially.
Roman versus Cena. Who's better in the ring?
It's hard.
It's very hard. Because, I mean, the pictures they showed was Tribal Chief Roman. They didn't say Roman through all the years or anything like that. But I'm just going to go with...
Okay, so we're not... Okay, so when you say who's better in the ring, though, we can't think about,
certain
how many
decades,
matches they've had. We got to just think about them in the ring. It doesn't matter how many times less Roman has been in the ring compared to John Cena. It just matters... Because automatically, that's where I want to go. I want to automatically say, how could I go against John Cena, right? Like, he's been consistently good in the ring. But so is Roman. But John Cena's done longer.
Yeah.
So automatically, my brain wants to go there. But at the same time, now I'm trying to think, okay, you put them it doesn't matter. Let's say one match here, John Cena and Roman Reigns, or even together, but there's only one match, and who's better? I think Roman is more athletic.
Okay. Yes.
So I think Roman is better, especially Tribal Chief Roman. Like you said, you have you said the picture showed Tribal Chief Roman. Roman, the way he talks to the camera, the way he's talking to the crowd,
beautiful.
Like just him in the ring in general, it's just
he has that presence.
Yeah, like it's just different. And I think he's more athletic than John Cena. And I think he has. I don't know if he has better moves than John Cena. They both are kind of limited as far as they do the same moves. They don't have a big move set. I don't think.
Yeah.
I guess I'd go Roman. Who would you say?
I was gonna say Roman.
Okay.
Unless we talk about like Super Cena.
Well, what did the picture show?
It just showed. To
just
be honest,
showed
I
John
couldn't.
Cena?
I could
Okay.
not pinpoint that one.
Okay.
It wasn't now Cena. I know that for sure. I just could not pinpoint.
Okay, so then include Super Cena and then just do of John Cena's whole career, and then Roman Reigns' whole career.
Roman. He's still.
I just think Roman's more
I think
athletic.
it's just athleticism. Even Paul said it.
I think
he
I
did an
was-
interview and he said the same thing that Roman is the most athletic superstar in WWE history,
Like one of the moves that comes to mind is
or something like that.
when the wrestlers like has their head out the apron and Roman goes and like kicks.
Jumps and kicks.
Like that shit is so like Roman does some of those athletic things that I just think, gosh, yeah. And the way he jumps, like he can jump high, like he's an athletic ass dude.
You talked about talking to the camera. I always love my arms are extra big.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
I love at WrestleMania when he says, "I knew that move wasn't gonna work." No, that move can't beat nobody. When he talks about the
sucks,
Cody Rhodes' move.
I love that shit so much. Roman versus Cena. Who's the bigger draw? Go over career versus career.
I think career versus career. I think you got to go John Cena.
Agree.
I mean, John Cena consistently for years was the main draw.
Roman versus Cena. Who has a bigger aura?
Roman.
Roman versus Cena. Popularity.
John Cena.
Okay.
No, I don't think that one you can't deny. Popularity.
Yeah, everyone knows.
People that don't even watch wrestling know John Cena.
And they know you can't see me. Like they know that.
To the point where that joke is just so outdone now.
Yeah.
To the point where it's like, I'll use John Cena, and I constantly in the comments see this interviewer is interviewing nobody.
Yes,
like
I get
that
so
shit
annoyed
is
with
so
that
annoying.
shit so much.
That shit is so
I
annoying.
do. All it is just a shirt.
Yeah.
I
That
get
shit
so
is-
annoyed
yes.
with that shit. Yeah, that was it.
Okay, cool. I did want to talk to you about before we move on to SmackDown last night. Kevin Owens, Randy Orton. Once
yes,
again,
can't believe I forgot to mention this.
planting seeds that they are going to turn heel on Cody Rhodes. I need it. I need it.
I really thought it was really going to kick off pop off last night.
This has been what Cody's Rhodes title run has been missing. We said it last episode. We've said it multiple times. Cody he's had these respectable feuds. He's had these feuds with his friends that he's giving opportunities to fight for the title. We need heel Kevin Owens to fight Cody, and we need heel Randy Orton to fight Cody.
Minus Roman. That's the only one where it's felt.
AJ was heel.
That's true too. But I felt like the Roman thing was obviously the biggest, but that's the one where it truly felt like a personal type rivalry thing. With KO and Randy, the history between them, that's going to be a great rivalry. And two baby faces going against it, bro. It's not. I don't care about respect or nothing like that. I want the heel.
Randy Orton called him out to the ring, and Cody told him we got to take out the bloodline. I hope that's not a problem for you. And Randy said, "That's not a problem, Cody, unless you make it one." And I thought, oh my gosh, bro, I don't know. Cody looks so small next to Randy Orton.
He did.
He
bro.
looks so small.
Did.
Dude, Randy is a fucking tank.
Even
right
at
now.
the end of SmackDown, whatever, when KO and
yes.
KO and Cody
yes.
were in each other's face. But every single time Randy stepped in
Randy,
front of him,
bro,
I thought, God, you're a tank.
Randy looks
bro.
like how Batista looked like next to Randy Orton back in the day.
Ooh, good one.
Dude,
Yeah.
like Randy Orton is yoked right now, and he makes Cody. And so when Randy turns heel on Cody Rhodes, that is going to be the perfect rivalry that we need for Cody Rhodes' title run. We said it. We've been missing these heel versus Cody. We need Kevin Owens to turn heel, and we need Randy Orton to turn heel. And it's getting planted. More seeds are being planted every week. Kevin Owens especially.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens is losing his patience.
Yeah,
He's losing his patience. And he kept telling Cody, we'll talk later, but you have your match to go do this weekend with Roman. So focus on that. Like you could tell he's pissed about it.
And especially that end, bro, when they were getting each other's faces, and I thought probably KO push his face, but he did half-assed it at the same time. Like he's trying to hold back, but he's still pissed.
And what's
bro.
crazy is we saw this already happen with Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
We saw this already happen. with Drew McIntyre could not forgive Jey Uso.
Yeah.
And because the bloodline had done so much to him, and now Cody Rhodes, I'm not saying he's forgiving Roman, but he's working with Roman, and he's arguably the worst one out of all of them. So as far as the things he's done, he was the one pulling the strings and stuff. So yeah, I can't wait. We need it, bro. We need it, and I'm just thinking, okay, well, how do you do it? Obviously, I think Kevin Owens goes first, and then I think Randy goes second. But then it's like, what does Randy do in the middle? What does he do when Kevin Owens finally turns? Like, does he turn as well, or does he just say, you know what, this is none of my business. I'm gonna go do something else. Like, I just don't know what
he'll put him in the. They're gonna fuck with him, saying, Randy, you're with me, right? You're with me, right? Like you don't agree with Kevin. You don't agree. Bro, legacy. Yeah, legacy, bro. Like, how are you gonna turn on me?
Right.
And Kevin, same thing. Randy, I know you're tired of this whole bloodline and Cody shit. Like, they betrayed us, bro. They betrayed us. You're with me, right? That type of shit. Special guest referee. No, I was kidding.
Maybe. I don't know. I love those seeds planted. I thought it was dude, SmackDown. SmackDown's getting a lot better. For a while, it felt like it was missing something.
We know why.
Yeah, that's true. And Roman hasn't been there the past 2 weeks, but it's just a different feel.
Because we know.
Moving to USA is it's been a different feel.
Yeah.
Andrade and Carmelo has been fantastic.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get a triple threat match between Andrade, Carmelo, and LA Knight. That's getting teased. Bayley beat Naomi, and she's fighting Nia Jax at Bad Blood. Whatever. But Nia Jax choked Tiffany. And I thought, oh my gosh, like, this is gonna happen sooner than I thought it was going to.
I thought myself, get your hands off her, bro.
I thought this was gonna be like a long, like
prolonged,
bro. But it's every week it feels like it's getting more and more to where Tiffany's gonna cash in on Nia. Yeah. Maybe Bad Blood.
Yeah.
That may be too soon, but
Pop's gonna go crazy.
It would have to be then Survivor Series.
Pop is gonna go.
It'd have to be at a big PLE, I think, or no? I think it could happen at Bad Blood.
I think we have one more good little segment this coming Friday, and then call it a day, and then
well, she's fighting Naomi next week.
Well, I'm saying with Tiffany, where it finally just blows over.
Yeah,
and then
that's what I'm saying. She's fighting Naomi, so if she loses to Naomi, you could see.
Okay.
You could see Nia probably getting pissed and saying some more shit.
Yeah.
That eventually that pop is. You're right. That pop is gonna be crazy because then that's gonna really solidify Tiffany as a champion one, and then like future of the company, which we already know she is. But the second they put that title on her,
WWE truly said, "Bro, we've been listening. Y'all just had to wait."
Yep. Goes back to that long term storytelling, like Triple H says.
Yep.
What else we got?
You sent me this, and I told you let's say it for the pod. Which WWE wrestler has the best spear? I'm gonna give you a list of names.
Yeah,
and we can discuss it. Batista, Bobby Lashley, Goldberg, Braun Breaker, Edge, Roman Reigns.
Yep. I'm pulling up the tweet here too because I want to see the pictures. Okay. This one's hard. I don't know about you, but it's hard to me. I will say that who has the most out of all of those? Who has the most powerful spears?
Goldberg.
Yeah. Okay. Even over Braun.
Yeah. I'd put Braun a close second.
To Goldberg.
Like, I look at Goldberg. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I look at Goldberg as the most dominant spear on here, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's just my answer overall, bro. He has the best spear. Now, I'm talking
when you look at his overall impact. Yeah.
WCW and
even when he first got to WWE
and when he got to WWE, I'm not talking about nice guy Goldberg doing this for his son type thing. Like, I mean, I loved it when he came back. It was cool, but like that spear was not it anymore. But that other shit, bro.
You're right, because as far as like, okay, you see some WWE moves and you think, would that actually hurt? Out of all these spears, taking a spear from Goldberg actually looks like that shit hurts sometimes. Yes. So you're right. And especially in 2003 when he got in Raw, bro, he would spear the fuck out of some people, bro. That spear on Christian, I just remember that spear on Christian back in the day on Raw.
What, bro?
Folded, bro. So folded. Yes, you're right. I guess Goldberg definitely has the most impactful. But does that make it the best overall? Who has the cleanest spear? I already know my answer. Out of all of those, who looks the most smooth is the cleanest spear out of all of those?
Gosh. Maybe Roman.
I was going to say Roman. I think Roman has the cleanest spear out of all of them.
I'm not going to lie to you, bro.
Especially hitting them out of midair and shit.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie to you. it's gonna shock some people, bro. I'm not a big fan of Edge and Batista's spear, bro. I get it. Edge is like that's his thing.
Yeah.
I get it, but what you said earlier, would that actually hurt? Every single time I see a spear, I never think that actually hurt. The only time I thought it hurt, bro, when he speared Hardy off of that ladder. That was it.
I like Bobby's spear, but Bobby's is different.
His
I feel
contained.
Like his is contained, but his is a lot more shoulder than a lot of the other spears.
Okay.
It's a lot more like arm. He's truly versus wrapping the arm around him completely. His is a lot more shoulder. Like especially in this picture that of him and Randy.
Yeah.
Here, let me show you. Like that's all shoulder. He doesn't even have his arm wrapped around.
Yeah.
So his spear is different than all of those.
It's almost like he's just like kind of almost like about to tuck and roll.
Yeah. It's still a hard one though because it's like which one's the best.
Overall, I will say Goldberg is for me. And then Braun is right there and Roman is right there.
Could you say Edge is the best because that truly was his finisher?
So is Goldberg.
Goldberg does a jackhammer.
Okay, so I guess signature and finisher then.
So I would say that's his signature is a spear.
So yeah.
Whereas Edge, his finisher truly is a spear. Like that's what he does to finish. Yeah. Roman's is not the Roman's isn't even the
Roman's got the Superman
his finisher either.
Like
yeah. Braun Breaker is that his finisher? I think that's his finisher as well.
That's his finisher.
And the Batista, that was not his finisher. That was his signature.
No. Batista bomb.
Bobby Lashley, that was his. No, was it his finisher?
No, it was not.
So then you could say Edge and Braun Breaker that their finishers are the spears.
Yeah.
Okay. So could you say because that is their finisher, it's got to be between them two because they actually pin people that way?
No, because I still think Goldberg had the most devastating one.
You're right. No, you're right.
And like I'm telling you, when I looked at Goldberg's, I just thought this is like the blueprint of
especially
how
when
they
he'd stand up and he'd go like that thing that he does after. Yeah. He like puts his foot in there. Yes,
bro. And and every single time he signaled afterwards, jackhammer, I thought, give them a minute, bro. You just fucking killed him on the ground.
Yeah.
And I look at, and the reason why I say Braun is second is because I really think Braun is the closest thing we have to Goldberg, to where that spear, he's trying to emulate what Goldberg did, but just faster.
Yeah.
So that speed equals that power, but Goldberg just went from one side of the ring to the other, and that shit.
Goldberg used to kill people, bro. He used to kill people.
Braun's is beautiful though, going rope to rope, camera above where you see the ring shift, and he's just like, oh.
I listened to Chris Van Vliet, and he asked if he cares that Braun Breaker, and Goldberg said no. Him and Braun are close.
Yeah.
And then he asked, and even Chris asked like, does it hurt like when people take your spear? Because like his spear is brutal, and he said no, as long as people don't tense up. He said if they tense up, then it's gonna hurt. He said as long as you go, because Goldberg said that he tells him like I'll take care of you, but you can't tense up. Because I think what he does is if they don't tense up, because you can see here with the spear with the Brock, look, he's picking up his legs.
Yeah.
So I think like as long as you don't tense up, he picks you like he steers you and picks you up by your legs, so like it doesn't look as bad.
So maybe doing the ragdoll effect helps. So Christian basically nothing.
Yeah. I guess
for us, he looked like he fucking murdered him.
I guess yeah. I mean, I guess I'd probably have to go Goldberg because you're right. I mean, it is definitely the most impactful. Like you see a spear by Goldberg and bro, that shit looks like it hurts.
Yeah.
Like that shit, when people would get speared and then they'd come out with tape on their like Goldberg. Out of all those spears, Goldberg looks like the spear that would do that to you, where they'd have the taped ribs.
Yeah, you know how I also know Edge's spear didn't work? He speared Taker. Guess what he instantly did?
Yeah,
Hell's Gate. Didn't do shit.
No, in Edge, a lot of people have kicked out of his spear. I think.
But I'm telling you, to me, I really look at this and I think, bro, Goldberg is just that. Like it's that scary looking.
You're right.
To where like I wouldn't want to take a spear from him.
Yeah.
If Edge said, let me spear you, I'm like, oh, shit, okay.
Well, you also got to look at the speed too that they're running at you, and Goldberg and Braun definitely are the fastest.
Yeah,
they're
definitely so scary.
They're definitely the fastest as far as like how fast they run towards you.
But Roman is the cleanest spear.
Yes, I agree. I think Roman's is the cleanest, especially because he hits the ones in the air a lot.
Yeah.
Out of all of those, he hits the most out of the air.
Yeah. So clean.
But I guess I'll give it to Goldberg.
Do you want to get into the Vince talk?
Sure. Yeah. So I'm not done with it, but I'm pretty much done with episode 5.
Same.
And then I have episode 6 left.
Oh well, yeah.
There's 6 episodes.
Like I told you, bro. I got the 6th episode, and I was over here passing. I was already getting late. It was almost midnight, so I'm gonna have to probably rewatch a little bit of the 6th episode, but I get where they're going.
Yes.
And in the 6th one, they definitely talk about the new allegations.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Was the Vince documentary everything you expected?
No, because I thought I was going to get a lot more new news. A lot of stuff I felt like I knew this already.
So the whole time I'm watching it, I thought, okay, so this is just a history of WWE. It's not even really about Vince. It's just a majority of it is a history of, he went against WCW. Yeah, it shows how he took the business from his dad, but it touches on the milestones of wrestling, of WWF and WWE.
And
it
how
touches
he navigated it.
the milestones of WrestleMania 1, WrestleMania 3, how WWF beat WCW. It touches on the success of wrestling. It does go into Vince, but I thought it was I thought we were gonna get more into his personal life. I thought we were gonna see more. They do touch on it, like episode 5 touches on,
he was abused.
So yeah, sorry if anyone who hasn't watched it, but yeah, it touched like how he was abused by his stepfather, and then he was sexually abused by his mom apparently, and then he even brings up some of his childhood and it involved incest and stuff like that. Like, so it's definitely dark. I just thought they were going to get more into Vince itself, and they just really touch on what he's done in WWE. And that could be because Vince doesn't give them, he doesn't give anyone a chance to really know him. And they talk about it. In episode 5, he says he doesn't look back. He only looks forward.
Yeah.
If shit happened at the fan, like, that fucking sucks. And it may come up every now and then, but he's going to look forward.
Yeah.
He's not looking back. And so he just doesn't talk about, his personal life back
Get to
then.
episode 6.
Okay, so I know that I still have an episode left, but so far I'm very underwhelmed.
Episode 6, you deal with a lot of the McMahon family.
Okay,
So like
right now
it's
it's talking about
half.
Stephanie and Shane.
Like what? Like what they did for the company?
It's talking about their characters, yeah, and
Oh,
wrestling
okay,
and
then-
how they brought them in.
Okay,
and,
well they deal with a little more.
Yeah.
Never mind. I guess I lied. You're already seeing a lot of that, but then episode 5 and then episode 6, you deal with the McMahon family, but then
that's where I'm at
You
now.
did-
Like they talked about Linda.
Okay.
Linda didn't like being on screen, but Vince was like, "We're all in it, so you got to be in it." They're talking about his affair. I think the last part that I ended up, they're talking about his affair.
Yeah, no fair.
Yep. And I thought it was going to be more about Vince himself, and it's truly just about everything we already knew.
I don't know if you got this, but I'm sure you did. But he was like, it was talking about when Linda was in like a state of shock. He goes, and as a heel, I kissed my girlfriend, Trish, storyline.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that he has to say
Yes.
storyline.
Yeah.
He's like, in front of my wife.
Yeah.
I was laughing
didn't.
so hard.
Okay, so let's just start. So, like I said, I thought it was going to be more about Vince. This is everything we already knew. I'm watching this documentary and I'm thinking, oh, this isn't to appease me. This is to appease these new wrestling fans that we have.
Yes.
Like, I already know all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I from episode 1 to 5, I think 5 was the first. First off, I didn't know Pat Patterson was gay.
Really?
I had no idea
Oh, okay.
that he was gay. I had no idea.
Yeah.
And so I think what's his face? Oh, I forget his name. Where he said he touched his pecker.
Oh, Tony Atlas.
Yes.
Bro.
And people had said that what's his face did stuff, Pat Patterson, but I guess that they found no evidence.
Yeah.
So I didn't know about that stuff.
Because Pat was powerful, bro. He was
Yes.
right there with Vince.
I didn't know about that stuff, but I thought that the documentary was going to be more about Vince himself, and it was going to be like, how he's running it, stuff in his personal life, and it's just about wrestling. And
Yeah.
I already knew this stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm very underwhelmed.
So I'll say this. Underwhelmed, yes, because I just want to see a lot more new stuff. In its 6th episode, yeah, you starting to see a lot more new stuff, a little bit more about the allegations, stuff we kind of already heard as far as in the news outlets and everything like that. But episode 1 through 5, a lot of stuff I've already known. They go in a little detail, like, some stuff, may, surprise the Pat Patterson thing, shocked you. There's some things where it's just like, oh, wow, I didn't know that happened, or that's cool the way they approach that idea. I like a lot of that stuff. And I think you nailed it as far as this appeases the non-wrestling fan or the new wrestling fans. I get that. I think to myself, it goes back to what me and you have said in the past of like, it sucks everything that's happened with Vince right now, because it's like we've given Vince his flowers before, bro. But now it's almost like, bro, we're bad for giving Vince his flowers. Watching all this so far, like I could sit here and tell you, I'm enjoying myself. I am. But I feel guilty for enjoying myself because I know what the payoff is what's going on right now. But I'm like, I think I'm enjoying myself because it's almost like let's rewind and let's figure out why you like wrestling so much and what led you to really liking WWE and all. So I'm enjoying that. But I just know with these allegations and everything like that, it leaves a very bad taste. And it's just like how they keep on trying to say, and it's a theme throughout the whole documentary, Vince McMahon and Mr. McMahon are totally different. And he keeps on saying, it's not me.
Yeah.
It's not me. And then you get some executives going, it's just him turned up a little bit. And then you get wrestlers going, it's him.
Yeah.
Mr. McMahon is Vince McMahon. Like, bro, they're the same person.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I've ever met Vince. I think I've only met Mr. McMahon. Like, it's that theme throughout the whole thing of who the hell is this
And
guy?
I wanted to get into that.
Yeah.
And we don't. Like we get into the character of Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
I want if Vince McMahon says he is not the character of Vince McMahon, he says it himself that that is not him. I wanted to get into who he is.
Yeah.
Our whole life we have only seen the character Mr. McMahon.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to get into who Vince is, and we don't get that at all.
And I still think that's because of him, bro. He still doesn't want you to know.
That's what I'm saying. And that may not be Netflix's fault. That's him. Now, and I will say, going back to what you said, how you feel guilty, I'm in a situation where it's like I don't, because no matter what you can say, he got us here.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we
He
talked
did
about
some
it.
bad things in the past, but everyone who's enjoying WWE's success right now has to thank Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what he did. Like, he got us here to this moment. So it's like, yes, he's a bad person, but we cannot deny everything that he did in WWE because that's where we are now. Without him, we are not where we are now. But without him, WCW could be the big wrestling championship or the big wrestling company right now.
Yeah.
So anyways, I wanted to get into who Vince McMahon was. We don't do that. And a lot of the things that they're painting in this, like a lot of the things like with Trish barking like a dog, how they treated women, they try to make it feel bad. They try to make,
The audience.
they paint Vince as him doing those things in a bad light in the documentary. But like at that time, and he says it, at that time it was different. And I do believe that it was different, dude.
Yeah.
We grew up watching that stuff. You can't do that now. And so it's like I truly think you have to adapt with the times. And I don't think that we can blame somebody for doing those things in that when that's what worked back in the day, bro.
So what's so funny is that they get obviously into the Attitude Era, but the Ruthless Aggression Era, but there's some part in between where they talk about shit with Trish, and they show like a whole montage of different divas. And I'm laying there with Emily, bro, when we're watching it, and I go, oh yeah. And then she looks at me, I go, oh no. But in my head, I'm thinking, bro, as a kid,
Yeah.
bro, I was just like, this is it. These divas,
Yeah.
yes. I mean, the way they talk about it, this, Tony Atlas says, bro, women were toys to us, whatever. But then even the way they get into it is that, bro, like, this was the demographic was for 18 to 34-year-old young men, and that's what they wanted.
Yes.
They, I forgot who said it. They said they love these women because they're so gorgeous. They're
Oh,
so
it was Meltzer, Dave Meltzer.
Okay, yeah, he said, but they also hate them because
Yeah,
they know
they
they
can't
can't ever
get them.
get them, so they want them to be
Yes.
disrespected and everything like that. And I thought, I never looked at it like that. I looked
didn't
at, damn,
either.
you're fine. So,
Yeah.
oof, well, if
I
wanna
looked
see-
at it from a perspective of wrestling at that time. Their demographic was young men and men. So they were marketing towards, what do men like? We like girls. So like they were marketing towards them, and it fucking worked. Bro, it got me all the time. Dave Meltzer says, the stuff with Sable, they had her, almost naked the whole time, but her segments were the most viewed other than Stone Cold Steve Austin's. Like, you can say what you want, but at that time, that's what worked. And so it's like, yes, I'm not saying they treated women right because they didn't, but like at that time, bro, that's the way women were treated.
So, you're right. That's the way it was for the time. And basically, bro, that's also another thing is that Vince went with whatever was going on in the real world.
He even says it.
He talks about what happened with the WWF back in the day. What happened? The Iraq and the United States War. What did he create? The Iron Sheik versus Hulk Hogan. And it blew up, bro. And it was so major. Then they had a little hiccup and everything like that. They were going to turn Sergeant Slaughter into this, this commander with Iraq and everything. But that, that didn't work out too well because of everything that was happening. But he always was with the times. So yes, for the times of what it was in the 90s and then the early 2000s, that's just the way it was.
That's the
bro.
way it
kinda
was,
took
and I
over.
think-
And it sucks saying it now,
Yes,
looking back of
because
where
it's not
we're
right.
where we're at now.
Yes.
Yes, it's not right and everything like that. Hell, even Shawn Michaels says, he goes, oh, bro, he did all this stuff, and he talks about, the way they did with women and whatever. He said, but now having a daughter, he goes, yeah.
Well,
It's a little
because they
different.
talk about the Attitude Era, and Shawn Michaels says some of the things that they were doing, getting away with on TV, he had a lot of part to play in those.
Yeah.
And looking back on it now, yeah, I mean, he doesn't know if he'd let his daughter watch it, but at the time, that's what it was.
Yeah.
And I think we can't get mad at the Vince and the WWE people for that, because that's the way it was, and we got to give them credit, because as soon as that stopped being a thing, what did they do? they stopped sexualizing women wrestlers like that,
Yeah.
and we got just Kelly at one point was sexualized, then she turned into an actual wrestler
Yeah.
and was actually like wearing wrestling gear,
Yeah.
and they stopped doing the bikini lingerie matches. They
Yeah.
stopped doing all that stuff because at that point it wasn't working anymore. It was society. So you got to give them also credit for adapting and making women wrestling what it is now. Like, women wrestling is nowhere near what it was back in the day.
And we talked
bro.
about it plenty of times on this podcast, bro, where we're looking forward to some of these women matches more than the men's matches,
Yeah.
and how they've outshined the men's matches in plenty of times. And gosh, bro, I'm loving it. I love where we're at right now with the women's division. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say, gosh, bro, I'm disgusted that we watched all that shit.
I'm not.
I'm not.
That was my childhood.
Nah,
that was, dude, that played a part in my, and Vince says it, like, or I don't know if it's Vince or somebody else. They talk about how, the parents shouldn't have let their kids watch it back in the day.
Yeah.
But, like, and Shawn Michaels says it too. Like, it's not
Yeah.
their job to parent
Yeah.
kids. Like, they are putting on a product. If you don't want your kids to watch it, then don't let them watch it. Like,
Yeah.
you're the parent at the end of the day. And our parents didn't care that we watched it. And and maybe they did, and then maybe they didn't know it was as provocative as it was. But, like, I mean, I watched wrestling freely as a kid, bro,
Yeah.
and I loved it, and now I'm a huge wrestling fan because of those days. So, like, looking back on the documentary, like, I feel like the documentary is trying to paint those days as not in a bad light, but it's also trying to paint them as Vince didn't do the right thing as far as, like, certain things here and there. But I think without those things, we aren't where we are today.
You're right. I was free to watch wrestling, no issues. I'm really glad my parents didn't put that filter type on me. For real, they let me. They knew damn well Braun painting match would come on.
Yeah,
but I was able to watch
So
it.
did my
They
parents.
didn't give a damn.
Yeah.
But then me and you were some badass kids, bro. ECW came in and Kelly showed up. we had that return channel on. We've talked
But,
about
But, like, I just think it's hard to get mad at that because at the time that's what people wanted to see on TV.
Yeah.
And I don't find it any different than someone back in the day. Game of Thrones showed a lot more nudity than House of Dragon has showed.
Yeah.
Because at the time that's what worked, and now it doesn't work as well. So now they're not doing it. So I just feel like cable TV was a lot less strict back in the day, and they did those things. Yes, Vince is Vince different than Mr. McMahon? That's what we're truly trying to find out, and we don't know. Vince says it's not, but everyone else says it is. So, like, I guess we'll just never know. And I was hoping that the documentary would give us that answer.
I think by the end of the documentary, it's painting us to all go, they're the same person.
Yeah, well, yeah, because the sixth episode gets into the allegations, but Vince isn't there to talk about them.
He is not there to talk about
So, I don't know. I so far I'm just underwhelmed because I thought we were going to get more into Vince McMahon. But I just look at it as it's going over all the big accomplishments that Vince McMahon did in WWE, and I already knew those. So I've already seen all those on the WWE Network and Peacock and watching all that stuff. So, like, it is what it is. I didn't know that Sable sued wrestling, though. I didn't know that.
That's why I wrote it down. I did not know she sued.
I didn't know that.
I did not
and so
know.
whenever
and she
they
came back.
Yeah, whenever they said that, they asked Vince, and Vince goes, "I don't think I made her do anything that she didn't want to do." And then she came back to work.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, yeah, she came back. I didn't know that. I didn't know that she
Neither
sued
did
them.
I.
She sued them for hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yep, neither did
And
I.
Stephanie said it in wrestling in the
And
promo.
what's funny is that Vince just, he talks about it, he goes, it's good for business.
Yeah.
And so he looked at it as like, hey, whatever was in the past, can we move forward? Can we make money?
Mm.
Can we make money now? Yeah, look, we can make money. Bring back Sable.
Even Linda talks about that Trish angle where they're having an affair.
Yeah.
And Linda gives Trish the idea to kiss her on the forehead because
she said, make you people mad?
Yeah.
That.
And Linda says it like that's what the goal is, to get emotion, to get reaction from the fans, to get up whether it's pissed, whether it's good. You just want a reaction.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just thought I envisioned the documentary to be different. And to me it just highlights all the good things that Vince has done in wrestling, and it makes me not proud to be a wrestling fan, but it makes me be like, yeah, it literally establishes even more that without those events, we don't get to where we are today.
Like I said, that's why I'm over here saying I feel guilty saying I like it because I know what's happening at the very end. But at the same time, I'm like, this is basically just like the greatest
It's my
hits and how we
childhood.
got
Yeah.
here. And it's my childhood. It's where I'm just like, I'm enjoying this documentary as of right now. I really am enjoying this
Yes.
documentary.
I
mean, you're right. Do I wish there was more telling? Yes. But like I said, it's like the greatest hits and I'm happy.
Yeah, well, that's the way I look at it. It's just the greatest hits. It's WWE's biggest moments. It feels like we're going that Vince was involved in. But I thought the documentary was going to be about Vince.
Yeah.
And it's about the Mr. McMahon character and what he's done for wrestling. But it's not about Vince himself.
Yeah.
But like I said, that may not be Netflix's fault. That may just be because Vince doesn't
still
let
doesn't want
anybody see who he is. So yeah, I'm and then I look at like Shane and I look at Stephanie, and, and they have lives now and they have kids, and I say wonder what that relationship is like with them and Vince and with their kids and Vince. Like, I wonder do they have a relationship with their grandfather? Like, is their grandfather not Mr. McMahon when he's with them? Like, I truly wonder what that relationship is like, and I wish that the documentary would have got into that.
Stephanie talks about it on one of the things. So she says in the ring he's Vince, and backstage he's boss, and at home he's dad. She goes, and it's so hard sometimes to try to switch all those three. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I'm sure it would. I'm sure that is. And she goes, my dad, great guy. This. She says, my boss, he could be mean, he could be this, and he does not cut me slack. And I was like, bro, yeah. And I think he truly looks at it like, you got personal and you got business. They will never intertwine. And for him, it truly is like that. Hence why he's like, but he also looks at everything like business, I think, too, because he wanted to put Stephanie and Triple H's wedding on pay-per-view. It's so wild that he thought that.
That's so crazy. And he called her selfish for not doing it.
Selfish.
So it's like I think he's all about business. And then that kind of ties into what the wrestlers are all saying is he is the character Mr. McMahon is Vince.
I like the one thing I did not know is that he was idolizing that one wrestler back in the day, Dr. whatever.
I didn't know.
And that's where he got the walk and everything from. I thought that's pretty cool.
I didn't know that either.
I like that. I liked hearing about that. And then the part that kind of pissed me off, bro, I think you're going to see in episode 6. I'm pretty sure you saw it all over Twitter. He talks about The Undertaker. Pissed me off.
I said that too. Yeah, how he said he doesn't think that he had a concussion.
He thinks it was just a psychological shock.
And that's where him saying things like that is where it's the negative light. Is he actually Vince, or is he Mr. I think Mr. McMahon is actually him, because that's a Mr. McMahon thing to say. Not to say he didn't have a concussion when, bro, how are you gonna say he didn't, bro? Undertaker says he doesn't even fucking remember anything of that night, bro.
And what's funny is even Emily was laying there going, we watched a whole documentary of how, like a whole segment of Undertaker talking about how Vince left WrestleMania and that they all like were so concerned for him and everything like that, and how still to this day he hates the fact that he can't remember that day other than 3:00 in the afternoon until when he got to the hospital. He can't remember anything.
Yeah.
And now Vince is out of nowhere talking about, he was just in shock.
It's just crazy. I mean, what's also crazy too is to see you could tell he's gotten some either Botox or plastic surgery
Vince?
or something. Yeah. Him and Linda.
Oh, Linda. I thought to myself, why do you look younger than when you were in WWE?
Yeah. You could tell they've gotten some stuff done, but it's just crazy, man. I mean, it's just crazy time, bro. I mean, it's just like you said, dude. It's just, you feel bad for liking that, but that's what we grew up with. And it's like, at the end of the day, no matter what Vince did, he got us to where we are now, where wrestling is now, bro. Where WWE was able to get bought by Endeavor or whatever and be this $1 billion company with the UFC and make the most money it's ever made ever. Like, without Vince, we don't get here. Isn't it crazy, though? Before we end, I want to touch on this. WCW and WWF. WCW is kind of here, like, it's smaller, but then it starts taking wrestlers from WWE. And WWE is like boring PG type deal, right? We saw that with AEW.
Yep.
And WWE had to pivot again, just like how Vince did back in the day. He had to mature it more. WWF, once Vince was, or WWE current modern time was it was PG and whatever. Triple H steps in, has turned it more. It's not as attitude-y as it was back in the day, but it's still more attitude for sure. A lot more mature. You can definitely tell. Yeah. They've had to. It literally was played over again.
Yeah.
Played over the same method. Played over again.
I told Emily the same thing. I was like, isn't it funny that all these WCW wrestlers are just older WWE wrestlers? I was like, look at AEW. I was like, look at AEW. Yep. And she goes, yeah, that's what they're doing. I go, yeah, that's exactly
it was the same exact thing. They were taking WWE stars. At one point, you felt like AEW was maybe going to surpass WWE because the way it was running, like people were just not enjoying WWE's product. Then pivots to Triple H, and then automatically WWE takes over again.
I'm ready for Paul Levesque to go, why am I on AEW television? I'd be like, I bought my competition the way Vince did it.
Yeah, dude, that would be insane, bro. I just remember. I remember my summers going on YouTube. I wasn't watching wrestling at that time, but I watched. There was a YouTube channel that would post those episodes of Raw. This was before WWE Network, and I would watch them all. And I'd find the pay-per-view on YouTube, and I followed that whole Alliance storyline. Yep. And I just remember looking back on all of that stuff, dude. And it's just hard for me to not enjoy watching that documentary when I get it. We're not supposed to like Mr. McMahon, but he gave me all those memories.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. I don't know. Anything else?
No.
Other than that, though, I am underwhelmed because I thought the documentary was going to be more about Vince.
Yeah, same. I thought it was gonna be a lot more. I want to see stuff I didn't know.
Yes,
and I see a lot of
and
stuff I do know.
pretty much everything I knew.
Yeah.
So especially with all the events that happen. So
yeah, I think that's it.
next week we'll do predictions for Bad Blood.
For Bad Blood. But if you made it to all the way to the end of this one, just stay tuned. Just stay tuned. We got some stuff.
Yeah, some stuff in the works.
Some stuff in the works. So if you made it to the very end, just
Yeah.
stay tuned. Keep an eye on our socials, and you'll find out soon.
Cool. See you guys next week.
Later.